Hey folks, nighttime check-in. Just wrapped up meditation. I feel great. Moved into the void. Opened up my mind. Opened up my heart. Feel more in flow. Just so you know. What's going on? Today I felt like was pretty positive. Starting a job pretty soon. Getting settled into Pittsburgh, which is great, and truck camping until I get established and funded, pay off my debt, can rock and roll, and get the necessities, work from there. Maslow's hierarchy, I guess, is what I'm living out currently, from bottom up hierarchy, which reminds me, actually, I was thinking a lot about self-actualization and what is the mechanism of reaching your highest self, if that even exists. Because I feel like each choice we make is a potential timeline, you could say, in hippie terms, or you could also call it like an alternate reality. And so, although I do believe that we don't necessarily have a full power of choice, that we're just consciousness sitting behind our associations, and then our internal nature just chooses, almost like if you've ever looked at a pinball machine or a pachinko machine, where there's a series of different obstacles and traps and levers and different things. I kind of feel like we're the pure essence of energy that is behind that machine, that's almost like guiding that ball through the environment that it's within, like the environment in our mind where consciousness flows through, and the associations just come to us, or words just pop into my mouth. But that self-actualization is more of an allowing experience. I've been looking into a lot of Wayne Dyer recently. He's one of my favorite authors. He talks about the lesson of the Tao, how a master, in doing nothing, he leaves nothing undone. That as people, we're not doing anything. We're all just being done by this greater force or source energy that's always been there, where our soul came from possibly another realm. This part is not Taoist, that we kind of came from this force in the universe, another dimension in my belief system, and that we're just like a collective of soul fragments coming into this body just to, like any other living thing, enact nature's plan, and that to be fully aligned with that plan, with a higher frequency and better results and all these things. It's more of an act of letting go. You could almost look at it like discipline, because it does take a level of strength and identification and awareness of ego to be able to let go of some of these patterns, and then that creates or gets the ball rolling in the direction of where things start to be automatic, and then through that allowing force, we get into this flow state, or it's this wise mind that you almost get from meditation. And that's what I'm feeling right now after doing 40 minutes of Wayne Dyer manifestation meditation. Rest in peace to him. And then Suzanne Giesemann, she's really great. She kind of believes in higher spirituality, that we all have guidance that's talking to us, and that we can access it on almost any given moment, even if we're in pain or struggling, that we can call in these greater forces of intuition, or even that intuition is that the universe talking back to us. I guess if we are the universe, then we're talking to ourselves. It's like this whole thing that we're just connected, and we think that we're separate in this dualistic reality, that we're just split into our own little pie slice, our own little island. I'm Andrew, you're somebody else. We have separate identities and sensibilities and beliefs and preferences. But when you kind of look, or you get out of this experience with meditation, or even like spiritual, connecting to spirit through spiritual guidance and other forms of detachment, then you almost like see yourself from this higher level, where you have, like I had a near-death experience, and the night before that near-death experience, I had a premonition where I could see all the faces of the people in the ambulance in great detail, just their faces. I couldn't see any of the scenery, but when I had my heart issues the next day, I was wheeled like on a gurney or whatever, the stretcher, into the ambulance. And then when I looked up, it was just like the same faces just creepily just staring at me. And it was just some confirmation that there is something greater that is like speaking to us that I don't fully understand. And it's not something that I can always figure out how to call upon on demand. But I feel like when I really need it, it reminds me that all pain, all adversity, all of these tragedies in our lives of losing somebody, or just having circumstances that don't feel like they're in alignment with our growth, that it's really there for a higher purpose. And then when you get out of our need to try to acquire, to get, for the sake of feeling our sense of just inflated nature, that we need to be like this dominant force. I need to dominate, I need to be above, I need to win the race. That when you let go of that, your true calling just comes to you where things show up in your life in the form of synchronicities, and that you can take conscious action. I'm not saying, go sit in a cave, be like a monk, and not achieve or believe in all these self-help kind of ideas. But I think when you really get lost in the hustle and grind, you're moving from a place of insecurity. And so you may build the Tower of Babel, or I'm Jewish, so I call it Bavel. But the Tower of Babel, it was just like this meaningless thing. They were just building like this huge tower ship like thing. And nobody really spoke the same languages. And so it led to this whole like division between people. And that's like what ego is. Like, people are going towards fast food. People are seeking money by narcissistically sabotaging their coworkers, or maybe they're building a business that has such a negative impact, and it's almost like stealing money, like, because the value that they're giving to people is not nearly worth what they're getting paid for. Outsourcing to other countries for slave labor. List goes on and on and on. So yeah, I think, it's not doing nothing, getting into that meditative state and then being in a state of flow from which you can access your higher self. It's just, I guess, from David Bayer's perspective, what he talks about is that you're either in a primal state, like this lower level survival, Maslow's hierarchy, where I'm looking for food and shelter, and everything below meeting our social needs, just like the basic level of grounding, our level of safety, and just feeling grounded in our bodies, maybe what I'm trying to say. Or we go from those primal states, which keep us stuck, to powerful states, which you can create positive action from a heart-centered, powerful state. And you're not going to create the same result from hustle and grind, or from greed, or from needing to chop somebody else down. So that's what I'm feeling tonight. Just another bedtime rant. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your whatever's going on, wherever you're at in your life in the world. I hope you're finding peace and love and connecting with family, friends, yourself. That's the most important one, with yourself, because that's the base from which we can branch out to connect with others. And if we don't truly have that inner peace, that self-worth, that ability just to detach from outcome, that calm state, like the illumined mind is calm, then we can't fully access our true power that we were given from by like almost like doing nothing, by leaving nothing undone. So I just want to say good night and peace out, guys.